Do not forget to check your knees in the morning or you may lose your mobility after 60. That's not just a serious warning, it's a reality, supported by research from top institutions like the Mayo Clinic, which shows that early signs of knee arthritis often go unnoticed until irreversible damage has already begun. Welcome to Golden Aging Health, and today I'll walk you through 3 silent signs of knee arthritis that 99% of seniors overlook and why catching them early could be the key to staying active, independent, and pain-free. Osteoarthritis, especially knee osteoarthritis, is the most common form of arthritis in seniors, affecting nearly 50% of adults over age 65, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. However, a significant number of older adults fail to recognize that their joint pain and stiffness may indicate a more serious underlying condition until the damage has already progressed. If staying ahead of silent health risks matters to you or someone you love, subscribing to Golden Aging Health and tapping the bell are simple ways to stay prepared. Now let's dive into the first sign that your knees might be warning you something's wrong. Sign number 1. Morning knee stiffness that lasts too long. Waking up with stiff knees that feel like they've rusted overnight isn't just a mild inconvenience. It's often one of the first indicators of knee osteoarthritis. When this stiffness lingers beyond a few minutes and becomes a regular part of your morning routine, it may be your body's early warning sign that the joints are inflamed and cartilage is beginning to break down. According to the Mayo Clinic, persistent stiffness that lasts more than 30 minutes after waking or after periods of inactivity like sitting through a movie or reading is a classic knee arthritis symptom. This isn't simply about getting older, and it's about changes within the joint that can signal the very early stages of degenerative arthritis in the knees. What's happening inside the knee is both silent and damaging. In healthy joints, cartilage cushions the bones and allows for smooth movement. But as arthritis begins to take hold, that cartilage wears away, causing the bones to grind against one another. The surrounding tissue becomes inflamed, fluid builds up, and what was once a flexible joint becomes stiff and resistant, especially after rest. Many seniors overlook this symptom because the stiffness often eases after light movement. That temporary relief can be misleading. But research from the National Institute on Aging warns that untreated early stiffness often progresses to chronic pain, swelling, and reduced range of motion within just a few years. I remember someone close to me, Mr. Thompson, a 67-year-old retired teacher who lived across the street. Each morning, he'd shuffle down his hallway like his knees were locked in place. He blamed it on just needing to warm up. But over time, he found himself avoiding stairs, cutting down on his morning walks, and missing his weekly golf games. When he finally saw a rheumatologist, the diagnosis was clear: early-stage knee osteoarthritis. Fortunately, he took action quickly. With a personalized plan that included water-based exercises like aqua walking and gentle laps, Mr. Thompson reduced the stress on his knees while keeping his joints active. He added daily stretching routines to maintain flexibility and ease tension in the surrounding muscles. His wife also helped adjust their meal, cutting back on processed snacks and adding more omega-3 rich foods like salmon and walnuts, known for their anti-inflammatory benefits. Within just a few months, the improvement was undeniable. He was walking with ease again, tending to his garden each morning, and even joining his friends for weekend golf, something he had quietly given up. The key wasn't medication or surgery. It was early recognition, a commitment to lifestyle changes, and timely support from his doctor. His story is a reminder that knee arthritis symptoms don't have to define your future, but they must not be ignored. If morning stiffness is becoming part of your daily life, don't wait for it to evolve into something harder to reverse. Addressing these subtle signals early can make all the difference in protecting your joint health and maintaining your independence. The next indicator is frequently misattributed to normal activity, yet it may reflect underlying joint deterioration. Sign number 2. Swelling that comes and goes. Why does your knee seem perfectly fine one day, then swollen and tight the next, even though you didn't injure it? That unpredictable pattern may seem minor, but it could be your body's quiet warning of knee arthritis in the early stages. In many seniors, this on and off knee swelling is easy to overlook. It tends to appear after walking, standing, or going upstairs, then fades after rest. But according to the National Institute on Aging, this cycle of intermittent swelling often signals early inflammation caused by joint cartilage breakdown. Inside a healthy knee, cartilage cushions the bones and absorbs pressure, but as osteoarthritis develops, that cushion wears thin. In response, your body creates extra fluid in the joint to reduce friction, leading to swelling, even if there's no pain at first. Since the swelling often subsides on its own, many older adults mistakenly attribute it to overuse, fatigue, or the natural aging process. However, research from Harvard Health Publishing indicates that this type of swelling tends to increase in frequency and severity if not properly addressed. Over time, fluid buildup and inflammation begin to damage the surrounding structures, leading to stiffness, limited range of motion, and long-term joint instability. If knee swelling becomes a recurring issue, even when it fluctuates, it should be taken seriously. According to Dr. Robert Schmerling of Harvard Health Publishing, this may signal underlying joint damage, and he recommends the following strategies to manage the symptom effectively. Cold therapy. Applying a cold compress for 10-15 minutes can help reduce joint fluid buildup and calm inflammation. Leg elevation. Keeping the affected leg elevated above heart level for short periods improves circulation and relieves pressure on the joint. Low-impact physical activity. The National Institute on Aging recommends water-based exercises like aqua walking, which allow movement without stressing the joint. Early intervention, timely recognition and management of swelling can significantly reduce the risk of long-term cartilage damage and joint instability. Detecting these early signs and responding with proactive care can make a substantial difference in maintaining mobility and joint health as you age. Before we head into the last sign, have you noticed your knee swelling on and off without knowing why? Share your experience in the comments. It might be just the early warning someone else needs to hear. Sign number 3. Sudden loss of strength or stability. A lesser-known symptom once prompted a prominent public figure to withdraw from her professional career. For tennis legend Billie Jean King, the earliest indication was not pain, but a gradual and persistent weakening of her knees. She described moments where her knees simply didn't feel reliable anymore. There was no injury, no swelling, no sharp pain, just a quiet, unnerving sense that her legs could give out at any time. That subtle instability was her first warning sign of knee osteoarthritis. This experience isn't rare. In fact, many older adults report a similar symptom, feeling like the knee might buckle, especially while walking, stepping off a curb, or getting up from a low chair. It often appears before any obvious pain or swelling, which is why it's so easy to ignore. According to the Mayo Clinic, this sense of instability can occur when the joint's cartilage wears down and can no longer provide adequate shock absorption. The surrounding muscles and ligaments, especially the quadriceps, are forced to work harder to stabilize the joint. Over time, they become fatigued, leading to that giving way sensation. If left unaddressed, this symptom can dramatically increase the risk of falls, joint strain, and permanent damage to surrounding tissues. Even without pain, it's a strong indicator that knee arthritis is beginning to affect how the joint functions. What makes this sign especially dangerous is that it doesn't feel serious until it causes a misstep or fall. Billie Jean King's early experience with instability led her to seek medical evaluation, which revealed joint degeneration that had already begun. Thanks to early diagnosis and targeted therapy, she was able to manage the condition and remain active. But she's spoken publicly about how easily it could have been dismissed. A sudden decline in knee stability, such as unexpected buckling, reduced control during movement, or hesitation with weight-bearing, should not be dismissed. These changes may signal early joint dysfunction rather than typical age-related decline. Recognizing these early impairments is essential for preventing further deterioration. Felt your knee wobble or give out lately? Drop the word steady in the comments if you're ready to take your joint health seriously. You never know who else might be inspired to do the same. Let's take a moment to carefully review the 3 early signs of knee arthritis that many older adults tend to overlook, often until the condition has progressed. Morning stiffness that lasts more than 30 minutes. It may feel like your knees are slow to wake up, or that it takes longer to get moving after resting. This isn't just morning grogginess, it's a classic early indicator that the cartilage in your knees may be breaking down. Swelling that comes and goes without injury. Intermittent puffiness or tightness around the knee joint, especially after walking, standing, or climbing stairs, can signal early inflammation. Even if it disappears after rest, it shouldn't be ignored. Sudden knee weakness or instability, even without pain. If your knee occasionally feels like it might buckle, wobble, or give out, it may be due to weakening support structures around the joint, another early sign of knee osteoarthritis. Even in the absence of discomfort, these aren't just minor annoyances. They can be your body's first warnings that knee osteoarthritis is starting to affect your joints. If ignored, these signs may progress into more serious complications, such as chronic joint pain, reduced range of motion, or even difficulty walking independently. But the earlier you notice them, the more you can do to protect your joints and prevent long-term damage. The hopeful part? You don't have to wait for pain or rely on high-tech tests. Many of the first changes are visible or felt during everyday activities. Just being aware of these early signs, staying active with low-impact movement like walking or water exercises, and checking in with your healthcare provider can go a long way toward preserving your mobility, balance, and independence well into your later years. If this video gave you something valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe to Golden Aging Health, and share it with someone you care about. And don't keep this to yourself. Share this video with someone over 60. A simple conversation could help them recognize these warning signs early, seek help sooner, and potentially avoid years of discomfort or more invasive treatment later on. Thank you for watching. Take care of your joints, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video.